we go.
Is that a yes?
You said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear that. So anyway, after work, I was walking home, but the road was closed. The normal path I take was closed, so I had to go down this alley. And I'm walking down the alley, and this woman approaches me, and she's like, "Hey, you're Messy from Daelric Streams." And I said, "Yeah, I'm Messy from Daelric Streams." And she's like, "Do me right now!" And she just took off her clothes, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then Rena looked out the peephole, and I was so embarrassed.
Why was Rena looking through a peephole?
I don't know. I'd never heard her side of the story.
Well, apparently she's getting alcohol. Cheers, Rena.
Messy. I didn't know what story you were gonna share. That was a rude one.
What are you talking about?
What is behind
Okay,
me?
it's an inside. Did you heard that story, Tyler? Have you heard this story?
No.
She told it with me when we were talking about Witcher, and then I think she shared it before the Witcher game. So there's 2 different times she's told it. I've only heard the one time.
Is she talking about the time at work where things very
Yeah.
So okay.
Whoa.
So
I haven't heard the story.
She went outside to bring the trash out, and she looked across the alley, and she met the eyes of a man.
It was me.
He was looking back at her, and she was looking back at him, and he was like,
Rena,
"Don't mind me,
you don't,
bro.
You don't want to be here.
I'm just
You don't
busy."
want to be here. You don't want to be here.
Did you get a beverage, Rena?
Not yet.
You
What are
leave
you
me
doing looking down
hanging?
alleys that don't belong to you?
Not yet. I gotta finish my coffee.
Wait, coffee and beer go so well together. That's why they make coffee stouts.
I don't have beer. I'm gonna have to go straight to hard alcohol.
Hey, I tried a White
Especially
Claw.
after an intro like that. What? When did you try
Yeah, I
White
tried a White
Claw?
Claw. I don't know. Honestly, I was given to me as a gift from honestly, a piece of shit. But what are you gonna do? So I got a White Claw.
Well, I'm sorry.
and-
I thought you would have liked it.
well, you were
Dude, White
wrong.
Claw.
No,
Ugh.
so I got this shitty White Claw thing, and it's like
Ugh.
the size of Messi. It's massive, and so I put it in the fridge so it gets cold. I crack it open. I'm like, black raspberry. Black raspberry sounds like it could be.
Disgusting.
There's no fucking flavor to this thing. It is
It's
boring as
nasty.
shit. It is literally. It's like you're sipping bubbly flavor. Like it was not. It was honestly. I had 3 sips.
Fresca.
I had 3
LaCroix.
sips just to try to give it a chance. And Brittany took 1 sip and said, "Nope, never again." And it went down the drink.
I don't understand why people like them. They're
so-
That was the-
disgusting.
So gross.
That was the black raspberry one you had?
Yeah.
I hate that one. I honest to God can't drink that one.
Well,
The
All of
mango
them are
one
bad.
though? the
I've
mango
tried
hits
so many different ones, and they are all terrible.
The mango hits different. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the only one I'll drink. Mango hits different.
They are
I
refreshing.
like the
Oh,
berries
Susie.
one, the mixed berries.
Link is tired. DD wants a white monster. Well, tonight is your night.
You're gonna have to
Because-
get out of here.
Yeah,
Go
why?
to your room.
Yeah, why is tonight the night?
Wait, I thought this was my room.
Your other room.
I'll just go to the other side of the room.
Leaving during stream is the new normal. Welcome.
I
guys.
really wish you'd turned on the.
What are you
stripper.
drinking?
Can you just lay down?
What is he doing?
He's throwing a temper tantrum. All right, you can come back, Scott.
Oh.
Scott, you're not in timeout anymore. Did he take his headphones with him?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I guess everyone
They're
just has
not
to
wireless and cool. Like, oh wait, I was just gonna say yours, but they're yours aren't wireless. What do we? Ew! Oh my gosh! Avert your eyes. Chat, don't look.
Awooga! Humana, humana, humana. Eyes pop out of head, tongue rolls out of mouth. What? Anyone
Is
know
he
that?
only
copy
wearing one
pasta?
shoe? It's only one sock.
Does anyone know the Awugo copy pasta that I can read it out loud? I'll look it up.
What is going on in chat?
I don't know. People are fighting over the nastiness of seltzers.
Viking
There
is
it
talking
is.
about actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's
Jaw
good.
drops to floor, eyes pop out of sockets, accompanied by trumpets, heart beats out of chest, awooga, awooga sound effect, pulls chain on train whistle that has appeared next to head as steam blows out, slam fists on table, rattling any plates, bowls, or silverware, whistles loudly, fireworks shoot from top of head. Fuck, you deleted it before I could finish it.
What's getting deleted? Why are you timing out Messi?
They're still here. You can't see it?
Crazy.
I can see it.
Well, I'm not a moderator anymore, so I can't read it anymore.
Well, stop being
Oh.
down there. You can be a moderator. Jaw drops to the floor. Eyes pop out of sockets, accompanied by trumpets. Heart beats out
He
of
read
chest.
that part.
A wooga sound effect.
He's at pants loudly.
Chains. Oh, let me get into it because I've heard what's going on.
Okay, all
Pulls
right.
chain on train whistle that has appeared next to the head as steam blows out. Slams fist on table, rattling any place. Bowls and silverware. Whistles loudly. Fireworks shoot from top of head. Pants loudly as tongue hangs out of mouth. Wipes comically large bead of sweat from forehead.
I love that
Clears
part.
throat. Straightens tie. Combs hair. Wait, are we Wade? Let's do. You look very lovely. What the fuck is that from? Where's that from and why?
That was for your feet.
That was for you when your feet were up in the air. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Let me know when I hatch and I need to sit up.
No, you're good. Maybe next week, Tyler.
Let me know when I hatch, he said.
Poor Tyler.
Oh, we dropped it. Oh, okay. Well, Tyler rolled the character.
Tyler, we wouldn't do that to you, would we? Rena, can I get a deck save?
I know, Josh. I tried.
Yeah.
I really did try to make that just disappear. And
Where
Scott
was
read
that
the
from?
whole dang thing.
Where's
I don't
Wolfgang?
drop him.
Jesus, Rena.
He's my child.
The DC was
Just kidding,
12.
he's
The
not.
DC was actually 12.
Well, I passed.
Because you had to underscore that 12. And so since you overshot it, you didn't drop the egg. You actually held it too tightly and it burst in your hands.
Wah! Wah!
He's
Bye.
alive. Oh.
Anyways, hi guys.
Hi, everybody.
Let's get
It's
this.
good to be back.
Hey guys, buy merch. TylerShide.com.
Did you wear your mask?
It's not officially out yet, so I don't want to.
Okay.
He wants to get it fixed.
Yeah, I need to get it fixed. It's technically a prototype.
A prototype?
Yeah.
How do you type proto?
Like this.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, anyways,
There.
there you go. Adjusted for correction. Nice.
I did.
Yeah, I noticed. All right, everybody. Hashtag Smile Always is a sponsor of this stream. So brought to you by Hashtag Smile Always, where we smile always.
Roll for charity.
Actually, was I wearing that shirt today? No, I didn't. I thought I did. All right. So, anyways, let's go.
No, it's fine.
Let's
All
go
right,
live.
Fine. Let's do this.
Oh, okay, we were going to get started, but now we're smiling always.
Podcast is over, Will. Will, how long does your podcast run for? The
This is
entire stream? Oh! Who's next to me? Who is it?
Oh, hey, it's me.
Wrong way, Rena.
Yeah.
Rena,
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Rena,
Oh, other way.
Yeah,
No,
get-
I'm
get
just-
your hand off my lap.
All right, it's fine. It's too late.
That's right.
All right, can we?
90%.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing? Where are we? What's going on?
You
Let's find
down
out.
on
We
the
can do
inside
it.
the Mount Rena. You go to Tyler. You get both.
Oh.
Of
We
them.
can
Rena,
do
one
it.
hand high, one hand low. Wrong side, Rena.
It's both sides.
Rena,
Which side?
what are you doing? Oh, now you're the egg.
Yay!
I don't know what I'm doing.
We noticed. It's okay.
Oh, it's this one. It's this corner.
There you go.
It's
Stop,
towards
stop.
your desk on your left, I believe.
Yeah, you gotta
This one.
Rena,
She
you gotta
got
reach
this one.
down, reach lower. Rena, reach lower.
Okay.
This one.
Rena, reach lower.
Okay.
Oh, the desk is in the way. You can't get to it. Oh,
I'm sorry. Can't reach that far.
sorry.
You're gonna have to readjust.
I
Anyway.
probably won't die from laughing this stream, but I already have had some drinks.
I'll catch
no.
up eventually.
So,
We gotta make him hatch before the arms pop out.
so to answer your question, you guys were inside the keep at the western edges. I got the map right. Western edges of Adir, up in the mountains. You had transported there through a teleportation-y thingy-majiggy that you probably shouldn't have been told about, but you know, will. And while you were there, you had conversation with somebody by the name of Ezek Trode, a nice gentleman who just doesn't have time for you right now. Anyways, after you spoke to Ezek Trode, you After you spoke to him, you decided to explore around the place, talk to one of the guards. He gave you a little bit of backstory of kind of what transpired, their own injuries, and eventually you saw a large device. Messi decided to not assist Rena with magic, so Rena broke it. She broke the statue. But like a boss, lifted the statue and knocked it over, revealing that there is a long tunnel stretching down deep into the mountain. The deeper we dug. No, deep into the mountain with literally a ladder going down into it. So you're not sure how far down you have to climb with a ladder, but it doesn't look like it's 30 feet. So this pulls the camera to the two of you who literally just watched the thing kind of like smash against the wall. And as I said beforehand, kind of like it got tilted and then broke in like the midsection and broke apart a little bit. It caught the attention of other guards who came to check out what was going on, but the guard that was by you kind of excused it and so on and so forth. So you're actually fine. The two of you stand there at the top of the tunnel with Aslan. Aslan also looking very shocked to see that you can push that over. And he says, well, I guess we know which way down.
Who's first?
Well, I'm the mage, so...
It's customary in your culture to have ladies go first, is it not?
Oh, I'm no lady. I'm just kidding.
I'll keep the egg safe, he says, outstretching his hands.
Do not give him
No.
me.
Why would he not?
No.
He eats eggs.
No,
I think he wants to eat me.
he's
I'm
literally
going
Nobody
He's
gets
a
the
lore
egg
keeper.
except for us.
he's a lore keeper.
He's coming down with us, or is he going to stay up here
No,
with
he's
the
coming
egg?
down with you.
Okay, yeah, then as long as I can go last because I'm an old man, that's fine.
Okay, fine. I'll go first, but you're not getting the egg. I'll have it attached somehow. I don't know. It's fine. I got it. I'll be fine. I'm
Like a
going
cradle?
first.
A chest cradle?
Something. Or wrapped it up in the cape room.
Oh, great. Now Josh is banned too. Fuck.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
What happened?
Purge. It's a purge out here.
It's a purge.
What happened?
Josh and I are...
Wait,
both
I have
lost
an honest
both lost
question now.
love.
I want to know who your favorite Harry Potter character is.
Sirius Black.
I have no issue with that. That's great.
Yeah, right? It's like I chose like a terrible character, like Dobby.
I like the Weasley twins.
Yeah, they're
What
cool.
is Josh probably is like Harry Potter.
God, no, Josh's favorite is probably Ron Weasley because he's a terrible person.
I mean, like I like Hermione Granger, but
I
that's
was
just
just gonna
because
say
Emma
that.
Watson I have a massive crush on. So
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the books, which
Also
came out
that.
years before Emma Watson was a child actress.
correct.
Um,
I'm
No,
talking,
we're talking about adult version.
Hold up. You have to understand, she is the same age as me, Scott.
okay, you know what? That may be true. I don't remember.
I like Neville.
How old is Emma Watson?
Neville is pretty sick.
Older than me, homie.
How old is Emma Watson?
She is
Oh,
she is
wow.
30. She's 1 year younger than me.
Okay, so maybe because I didn't watch the Harry Potter movies till I was a little bit older. Yeah, she's 30. So when did the first Harry Potter come out? God damn it, we were being distracted. 2001.
Yeah, can we just
So-
roleplay Scott?
Hold on. In 2001, she was 11 years old. I would have been 16 years old. Maybe that's why in my mind, ew, dude.
That's fair.
You know, like,
She is pretty much the same age as me, Scott. So
and it came out in
I
2001,
am
which means it was
allowed.
recorded when she was like 9.5, 10. So I mean, just saying, like, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So,
So I climbed down the hole.
okay, awesome. So Rena, you hand the egg off to Aslan to keep it
No,
safe.
I
Oh,
don't.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I don't.
Sorry,
no,
what?
I don't.
Why not?
We're not handing the
Why
egg
do
off
you-
to anybody.
Don't worry, I'll give it back.
No, you won't.
enter GIF of Rafiki.
Absolutely not.
I love
No,
that gift.
I hang on to the egg and then I climb down.
That is an amazing
Neville-
GIF, Josh. I mean, image, Josh.
Neville Longbottom is a great character from Harry Potter.
Neville Longbottom became a great character, was started terrible. So his arc,
Correct.
His arc is one of the best arcs, but he was a terrible character in the beginning for most of it.
Yes.
Anyway. Anyways, yeah, let's not get distracted like last night. Luna Lovegood is in my top 10. Absolutely, I fucking love Luna Lovegood. Top 10.
Oh,
definitely.
you're still talking?
Yes.
Oh, hey,
Sorry,
Joy.
sorry,
I
Joy,
love
Joy
her.
showed up, and I listen. This is what I have to say to Luna Lovegood. Joy,
That's the highest he can jump, people.
you motherfucker.
Yeah, you got to remember his vertical is only about 3 inches.
That's what my wife tells me.
I'll show you
So,
3 inches. I know what's on that side of me.
All right, let's go. So Rena, you get into the hole and you start climbing down. Rena, so how long after Rena starts climbing down does Messy start the climb?
I'm last. I'm going last.
Like he's letting.
Aslan
You're
go
asking
first.
me?
So,
Yeah,
so,
he's letting us.
Aslan lets Rena go down, probably like until she starts to, about 20 feet or so down before he starts the descent. That way he's not like right above you, because that would be uncomfortable. Despite that fact, you guys are walking around a dirty castle because, Rayron doesn't pay the bills. Walking around a dirty castle after doing lots of like traveling through cities and so on and so forth. Now in the wilderness prior to even teleporting to this castle, blah, 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 blah. So as he's walking 20 feet above your head, every step he takes knocks like dirt and, dried up whatever from the bottom of his shoes onto your head. So it's like littering of dust. So anytime you like try to like look up just to check on things, it's just like, anyways, so you start to descend. How long after he goes down does Messy start?
I'd probably give him the same berth.
My apologies, the same distance? Sure, so about 20 feet or so. Yeah. And then you would start going down. Now you have prestidigitation, don't you?
Nope.
Oh, cool. So you also knock dirt on people's shoes. It's not playing.
Yeah, no, it's just the image.
So you guys, Rena, you go climbing down there, 20 feet, 40 feet, 80 feet, you think? You're still climbing.
Can I see anything below me? Like if
The
I can
egg
shift
can't
myself
help you.
and
It
look
can't
down.
See anything.
Thanks, egg.
You can. Oh, sorry, Tyler. Here, I'm so sorry. I'll put your costume back on. Where is it?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No, don't you start this again.
Tyler, put your hands down.
No.
Tyler.
No. Oh no.
Tyler, I'm trying to get it. It's just I'm having a hard time. Give me 1 second. It's a struggle here. Sorry,
I'm
1 second.
I'm watching. I saw you blip the correct one in front of me, and then you put the other one appeared first, but I don't want it. No.
I don't want it, he says.
Nope. No way.
Get back here. Hey, get back here. Oh, that's a funny looking head. Hey.
Do my real guys, I'm Tyler. My name's Tyler Shade.
What's that boy?
You can't touch this.
My name's Tyler Shade.
Oh.
Hey! I'm not part of this. I'm no egghead.
We noticed. Don't worry. We noticed.
Fuck you.
All right. So anyways, let's actually play the game. So you guys are...
I was trying to look down to see if I could see anything below me, or is it just continue on?
It just continues for a while.
Then she would shout up. It's still going. I can't really see a bottom or an. I imagine they could hear me because it would echo upward.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Messy's 40 feet above you. He's 20 feet above you. So.
And 40 years old.
Yeah. Well, you're older than that.
Anyway, she says that and she'll continue to climb down. But then she would actually say, are you guys
dark vision?
I have
She
dark
does.
vision, but you don't.
It's 60 feet.
Once more.
Dark
with
vision is.
feeling.
So you keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, obviously me, all joking and whatnot aside, I hope you're doing well. Obviously I saw what was said in Discord. So, best of wishes. Hope you feel better soon. Be smart, be safe. Take vitamins if you're not. And so on. Back to you guys. And thanks for the sub, by the way.
Thank you for making such good content, Scott.
Shut up, Bessie. So Rena, you look down, you can see as far as 60 feet and you don't even, you don't see the ground yet.
Nice.
I imagine you keep climbing.
Yeah.
All in all, you're not entirely sure how far down it is. Messy, who has big brain time, Messy actually can count the rungs. He knows the distance between each rung. He guesstimates the entire thing. If he was keeping track correctly, he was rounding the number to be probably about 250 feet down in total.
And it's still going?
The 250 feet down in total.
Oh.
So far? Or total?
We've only gone
That
like
means
80
you
feet.
got to the bottom.
We got to the bottom of
Hold on,
250
guys.
feet.
Bottom is
Messy,
250.
Messy EXE is not working. I'm just going to reboot real quick. Hold on. 1 second.
Is that a ginger ale? Or is that a beer?
It's beer. It's Long Trail Brewing Company's Trail Hopper IPA. It's a hold on, it's almost done loading back up.
Your green screen effect is on, so it's making your can look more interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see, what does it say? It's only 4.75% alcohol. I was trying to see what its IBUs are, but I don't feel like Googling right now. If somebody else cares to Google it, Long Trail Brewing Company's Trail Hopper IPA. How many IBUs? Doesn't say it on the can. Must not be an impressive amount if they don't say it on the can. All right, here we go. Let's see if this fixed messy. This should be loading up any moment now. Oh, there we go. Finally! God, I just need to refresh this entire time? Oh, about time. All right. So, Rena, you get to the bottom. Again, as Elijah would be able to tell you, about 250 feet down. When you finally get to the bottom, you can see that down here is pretty dark. But it's not like it's darkness enhanced by magic or anything like that. It's darkness that's, naturally so, from being 250 feet down a hole with no light source into a tunnel with no light source. Immediately when you get to the bottom, and even before you get to the bottom, one of the things that you notice along the walls going down is all the charring. You didn't notice it too easily at first because the walls went from gray to slightly darker gray. But as you were climbing down, at one point in time, you kind of like, hold up, and you like stopped and wipe some sweat from your brow. And then you kind of like look at your hand and you notice like a streaking light colorness amongst the very dark hand that you have. Like, like hold down with one hand, like, what the hell? And you realize the amount of soot on the back of your hand. Like, what the hell is this? And you hold on to the wrong and let go with the other one. And you realize there's a lot of soot all over your hands. When you finally get to the bottom and you look, the entire area down here, the bars, the tunnel going up, the hallway down here is just completely covered in like a heavy soot. They're going to come down as well. Their hands are going to be equally sullied by this. The corridor, when you immediately get down here, well, that's definitely was a comfortable climb for a medium-sized creature going up. A large creature would be very hard-pressed to get up there easily. Like, they could do it, but, suck it in for 250 feet. But once you get down here into the corridor, it actually stretches a good bit taller. So the ceilings down here have a bit of a curve to them. The passageway has a bit of a curve to it. At the apex, like the top point of the curve, it's as tall as about 12 feet tall, with the end of the curve, with the corridors being about 9 feet wide, being about 8 feet tall, somewhere in that range. So it's like a good little dome or whatever happening up there. The whole place down here is stone, clearly work stone, so on and so forth. It's just everything is covered in soot everywhere. Immediately when you step down, it's just a corridor, but also immediately when you step down and take a couple of steps, it starts kicking up the soot because it's a lot of it and it's very light material. Just disrupting it causes it to kick up and dust everywhere, which is a little annoying because it makes it obscures your vision to a degree. I don't know if you have any way to mitigate that, but it does give you guys light obscuring in the darkness. If I remember correctly, the way dark vision works in 5e is it allows you to see in darkness with light obscuring. I'm just checking. Oh, not I clicked the wrong button. Quick reference. So let's see. Lightly obscured means disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight. Heavily means you're effectively blind. Dark vision actually it affects, so creatures can see in darkness as if the light was dim, meaning lightly obscured. Normally you can see lightly obscured, so disadvantage on your checks. But unfortunately, like if you move too much too quickly, it's going to kick this up, meaning that you're effectively blinds down here. So you're somewhere caught between a little light obscured and a little bit more than that, So you just kind of have to move carefully. You come down, you kind of like assess this. They all climb down as well. There's a little bit of coughing from each of you, but nothing too intense at first. Do you guys say anything to each other before you push on?
Yeah. So what do you think caused all of this like soot everywhere as she's like wiping her hands, kind of trying to get it off, but not very well?
She says this to Elijah.
Yeah.
Waiting for Elijah to put on his Elijah face.
Explosion.
Elijah, where's your Elijah face?
I'm switching to it.
Thank you.
Boom.
That's not Elijah
Oh, wait.
face. That's Yonda's face.
Wait, I'm scrolling.
Waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
That's okay. We're not breaking immersion. Waiting for it. There we are. That works. All right. Are you sure that Elijah's kind of old now? He's kind of a boomer.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ano's flexing his. There we go.
There you
Ano's
go.
flexing his daddies right now. So if we don't stay on track, he might just go jump, 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 jump. All right,
Gonna vote?
continue, sir.
Uh,
Camera's over here. Hi.
you said there was an explosion when they were closing off the tunnels the first time. Right?
Oh. I suppose so.
They're
Oh,
closed.
and then that they were trying to seal it off. I remember now. Okay.
Right.
Ano has enough daddies to outpace Aklo's good deeds. Aklo could try to fortune's favor Ano away, but Ano would just trump on top of that.
Oh no.
I think Ano could out-trump the entire chat. That's frightening. Like their
I mean,
powers
I have-
combined. That's not a small amount. Cool.
Read 'em and weep.
What else can we see in this room? It's just
It's just a
big
corridor
open
at
area?
first. It's just a corridor that's heading ahead. And Aslan says, "Close up the tunnels, indeed. There seem to be open. Everything down here seems to be uninjured, aside from whatever fire they must have set. This is a considerable amount of soot down here."
My old lungs can't take it.
I imagine it's quite dark down here, and Elijah probably can't see anything.
Can I just hold the firebolt?
I might have a torch.
You actually, I would say you can't hold a fireball. It's called a light spell.
I don't have the light spell though.
Thanks.
Okay, so you can hold a bolt. That's fine. It just would require concentration, which is fine. You just don't cast any other spells with concentration. You'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's gonna be like a candle, but
That's
it's not gonna be a
light
lot
is
of light.
better than no light.
Oh, it would be
Okay.
more than a candle. It would be not quite. It would be kind of like a torch, not quite
Does-
a torch, but yes, Rena.
Does Aslan have dark vision?
I'm a snake. I can see to a degree. It's my eyes are more like your kind than they are like, say, what's his name? Ophios's. So it's less a matter of being able to see heat and more a matter of being able to see in very dim light.
You're a snake? I knew that. I'm kidding.
Okay. Let's I guess let's see what's in here.
Well, we can go and explore and see what we discover. And he gestures to Rena and says, "As culture dictates."
And she's unamused, and we'll just walk.
Messy, you get to turn
Through
the
the
fan off,
corridor.
by the way. Your fan is blowing your beard and hat around considerably.
Well, I just need stronger glue.
So, Rena, you start walking forward.
Yeah.
Walking forward through the hallway. Oh, Jesus, messy. Walking forward through the hallway. One of the first things you do as you walking down is you can see that this place down here, the corridor that you're walking down, it has a door not too far in to the right-hand side. The door is, I'm going to say shut, but honestly, it's horribly charred and burned. It's brittle and half broken off the hinges and whatnot. You can kind of see around the door without touching it into the room beyond, but it's hard to see. Do you want to roll a perception check, Rena, with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Can I just have it?
Oh, with his passive.
Not passive for this one. What is your passive again? Is it 16?
19.
Okay, don't forget you're seeing. Oh, you're a human, so you don't have
Yeah.
that kind of vision. So sorry, bro. Rena with a 10. You can see it opens up to a room, obviously on the other side of the door, and you can see that there's more charring. Everything still looks equally dark in there, but you don't know exactly what's in that room. You can't really make out any details. You can tell from the hallway, though, while this door is on your right-hand side, as I described, not but, 5 steps ahead, you see another one open up on the left-hand side.
I'm not a witch.
Another door kind of opening up on the left, you're
Mhm.
saying?
Not like actively opening, but and opening.
Is
a
open.
doorway,
Yeah, slightly open. I will walk to the second one.
Okay.
Just to see if I can see anything in that one before I start touching things.
Yeah, and as you leave the first one, I'll get a closer look at the first one.
So I owed Steve 3,500, so it should be 3,901. Submit. You should be good, Steve. Sorry about
What?
that, sir. Steve mentioned something on Wednesday, and I entirely forgot about it because I was streaming. And I'm just taking care of it now.
Is that the new emote?
Which one?
Lost in It Steel?
That's one. That's
Yeah.
actually the one Rena made, because unfortunately the artist that made it for me didn't do a
Yeah.
very good job on the swords. So Rena hooked it up. She's
And
awesome.
she showed me the swords.
All right,
I
so
was
continuing.
calling them out.
All right.
You made that? What?
I did.
So continuing on. Do you open up the door, Rena, or do you continue down the hallway?
I said I was going to the second
Sure.
second
You
one,
walk up to
just
the
to
second
kind of peek
doorway.
in.
It is equally charred to the first one, but less broken open. Like you can barely see through it when the areas that are kind of charred through. One of the boards kind of like burned so badly that it ate through the wood completely. Kind of like, you know, if you see like a campfire, if the wood's burned enough, you can literally see kind of like part of it burn straight through, but other parts will stay whole around. You can barely see into the door there, but this one's actually fully shut. You can tilted on the hinges, but actually a fully shut door. Perception check on this one, disadvantage again.
Can I check out that first door while she looks at this one?
Do you want to push it open?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Rena, unfortunately, it's so small of a hole to try to see through. You can't get a good angle to see what's inside there. But from there, you can look ahead, and you can see that not but 7 or 8 paces more, there's another door on your right hand. No, sorry. More like 14, 15 paces more, there's a door on your right-hand side. You can see that. Messy. As she walks ahead and she starts trying to like look through that door, moving around, trying to see inside or whatever, you see that everything's fine with her. Aslan is standing between the two of you. You stop and you kind of like place a hand on the door, one hand holding like literally a ball of fire, the other one holding the door, and you
Hope
slowly
there's no gunpowder in here.
start to push it open. As you slowly start to push it open, can you do me a favor and just roll me a dexterity check?
No.
Save. No, check.
So dexterity stat flat?
Yes.
Dexterity
yes.
save. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Rena, you did such a good job with those swords. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Look at how you just did that with the cute little reindeer looking thing.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it looks
I
great.
agree.
And like how it meshes with your own emo, like it's a really good job.
I don't have yours.
Hey guys, if you're
anymore.
looking for Rena to hire her for commissions, it's Rena Gamers 2017
2017.
on
Rena
on
Gamers
Twitter.
2017.
Yeah.
So,
her
did you not
price-
game
her
in the year
prices vary.
2016?
Give her lots. What?
Did she not game in 2016?
Or
It's
18.
like 2017
I mean,
was when
I
you became a
did-
gamer?
No, I did. I just, I was official in 2017.
Oh, January 1st, 2017. Time to
was it.
finally start gaming. Better grab that Twitter handle.
Listen, I was young, naive. Who was I? I don't know.
Is it too late? Can you grab Rena the Destroyer, the Twitter handle, and just screw it and start over?
I don't know. I can check.
It might be worth it.
Can you not switch your Twitter handle? I thought you could.
I don't think you can with Twitter. But continuing
think you
on
can.
while she's looking into this.
think you
So
can.
you actually with your 3 dexterity save, good job with that natty 1.
Yeah.
As you grab the door, you try to push it, but unfortunately it's kind of like the hinge is broken, so it's like stuck. And then you push it kind of hard, but unfortunately when you do so, not only does it kick up the immediate dust around the area, it kicks up with the push of the door and the huge wave of air. Again, ash is much, much, much lighter than typical dust. It kicks up a huge plume of dust in the air. Hey guys, remember when you were in that town before and that fire thing happened and Rena was choking? Yeah, I remember that whole thing. Yeah. So you kicked up a whole bunch of dust into this room. It immediately fills the whole room up with, effectively from your light eye perspective, your candle there, it gets completely surrounded by effectively a fog that chokes you. Excuse me. Rena, even when you're trying to look through the doorway, like I said, you look past, you see about like 13, 14 paces down on the right-hand side, there's going to be another door. But then, you hear a bit of coughing and you look back and you see there's a plume of ash rolling out of that room into the hallway and, kind of billowing down towards you as he just kicked up a nasty gust of it. Messy, I need you to roll me a Constitution save, please.
Okay.
It won't let me put the full thing. I have to put Rena Destroyer.
Haha, I rolled 1 point higher.
I mean, Rena Destroyer is not bad. But Rena the Destroyer is pretty long.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, it is done.
Can you switch your Twitter handle, or did you just claim a new one?
I could change it.
Wait,
Yeah, you can change it.
you just went from Rena Gamers to Rena the Destroyer?
Arena
Yeah, you can change it.
Destroyer. I just changed
Wait,
it.
legit? Like, if I find you on Twitter right now, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it. I
Hold
just
on.
changed
I'm
it.
so
Yeah.
sorry for the sidetrack, everybody, but this is super cool for Rena.
Quick,
I'm actually,
delete my
I'm
roll.
actually genuinely excited for her. Hold on.
Thanks.
Arena Destroyer.
Yeah,
Arena Destroyer.
that's awesome.
there it
Good
is.
for you.
It me.
Oh, and look at that pin post. Look at on fleek. I said that. Be embarrassed for me.
Wait, 39
Wait, I
minutes
Why
ago.
don't you have it be Rena the Destroyer?
She can't.
I can't fit it.
Oh, it's too long.
Yeah.
It's not the first time she's heard that either. So anyways, you kick open the thing,
I've never heard
and
that
with your
before.
constitution save of 5, you immediately start hacking up a lung pretty badly while you're down there. Rena, this is what you see Elijah doing because he's the smartest of boys. For you,
In person. It's in role play.
for you, Messy, this kind of works for the sake of mechanics, as though you have like the poison's condition, meaning you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, which is skill checks.
Cool.
Yeah, but the door's open, and it's also heavily obscured in there, so you can't really see inside there beyond the square that you're standing in.
Cool.
Yeah. Rita, what do you do? Messy, what do you do?
I'm gonna head over there. Wait, who is Elijah? Is the one who went in there? He's
Yep.
coughing currently. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Aslan is takes several steps back from there, like to try to stay out of the big plume of smoke coming his way. So he kind of like backs up past you down the corridor to where you saw that other door. And you said you move forward towards it.
Yeah. I'd put my like kind of cloak up over my face to try to make it through and see where Elijah went.
Sure, Elijah, what are you doing?
I'm standing in the doorway coughing.
Doesn't even move. So Rita, you go walking forward, and you reach out and you grab his shoulder.
Yeah, and I'd probably just try to drag him back out of the like plume of soot.
Okay, so you grab him by the shoulder and you kind of pull him back out of the plume of soot. Honestly, the plume stretches out so far, even though it gets thinner the further you go. The only way to actually get out of the plume is because you don't know what's safe. Just keep going down the hallway, like further down to where you just came from. And so you guys just kind of have to, go down the hallway as quickly as you can. The plume stops a little bit before that, like I said, 14 paces down the other door. A little bit before that, it gets down to the point where Elijah's still hacking up a lung pretty horribly. But at least, you, Rena, can breathe, and he can start trying to get it out of his lungs and start, or throat, I should say, and start breathing properly. Remember, this whole thing is, bye, Will. Be safe out there. Love you, brother. So you, as you go down there, remember this whole place down here, the air is still. It's old. It's stale. There's no wind or anything like that to help settle things. So it's just, we've all done spring cleaning with the windows closed and went, why didn't I open the windows? But way worse. So what do you guys do from here?
Mainly I'm just trying to get Elijah further away from it and give him time to kind of recover.
Okay.
But I
I
will,
don't need time.
try to look
There's
around
nothing else
as
down
we're
here.
as we're moving. Like, am I seeing other
Yeah.
doors and things as we're walking, or what am I seeing?
Yeah, there was that other door that I had mentioned, the one that was like the 14 paces down. That's on the right hand side. You definitely see that one, and then you also see what seemingly comes to the end of the corridor, another doorway at the very end of the corridor as well.
Then I'd leave him and walk towards the door, just to see if
At
I
the
can
end?
see through that one. Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to you're not checking out the third door. You're checking out the fourth one then.
Yeah. Skip the third one.
Okay. Elijah's just gonna sit there and hack up for a while. You go check out the fourth door. Aslan's actually gonna stick behind and try to check out the third door a little bit. So you go to check out the fourth door and you walk up to it. This door is charred, but pretty wholly intact. Honestly, even just like a gentle knock on it, not like you're knocking to see if anybody's home, but like just to test the integrity of it. It seems like the charring on it is more superficial than it is actual structural damage. Like maybe this door never truly caught fire, just like caught fire, but not like actually burned as a fuel source.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do?
I guess I'll try to open it.
Sure. So you grab the door handle and you go to open the door, and it opens absolutely no problem whatsoever. The door opens up into a familiar-looking room to one that you had seen beforehand. There is a semicircular room, almost dome-like shape in front of you. It's the wall you walk out of is a flat wall, right? Most walls are that you walk through. You're in the center of the wall that's there. Before you is again, it's almost like an amphitheater where it's a like a dome-like shape that is curved in the front and curved like a dome up and overhead, stretching to the flat wall that's in front of you. Again, you've seen this room before in another room that has similar structure before you. There's a statue that's there of a salamander in the center of the dome-like shape, or half dome-like shape, you know.
Is that all that's in the room?
That's all you see is that across the way. My apologies. There is that there. And you can also see there's a few areas where there would have been benches for you to sit in front of it. Not like pews, not like where you would kneel or anything, but places to sit.
It doesn't look any different than like the ones I've seen before. It just looks identical.
I mean, to see if it's truly identical would require some degree of like investigating it and the other ones, but it seems pretty damn similar from here.
I will turn back and see what.
I will find a way.
I'll turn back. No, to turn back and see what how Elijah's doing first.
Elijah's still hacking up a lung and whatnot, and Aslan calls over to you and says, "How is everything in that room?"
It's just a statue.
This door is mostly intact. It burns, but mostly intact.
Well, are you going to open it?
I suppose we could, he says. I just don't know if these doors are safe, considering what happened with Elijah.
Pussy.
Would you rather I opened it?
He shakes his head and says, or we can wait until our companion here is caught his breath.
You want me to open another one?
It's not what he
Okay.
was alluding to.
No.
I'll open it if you want. That's fine. So how long until-
She'll walk over to where Elijah is and kind of pat him on the back and look to us.
I throw up.
Aslan. Aslan? Aslan. Sorry. I keep wanting to say Aslan. And I'm like, that's not it.
I would know what you meant. So you stand there and he looks at Elijah and says, are you going to be okay? Have you tried drinking water?
I don't have a water skin.
Do you have a water shirt?
No.
I thought we were playing skins and shirts.
What is that?
So he takes
This
out
is
his
the
water.
1100s.
He'll take out his water skin and give it to you.
Thanks. I'll sip from it.
Okay. So you sip from the water skin and eventually your hacking kind of boils, goes down. Make me another Constitution save, this time with advantage.
It's not gonna help.
Well,
Let's go. It didn't help.
are you happy with that 12, Messy? Would you like to modify that?
I'm not happy with that 12. How much luck do we have?
That's a good question. Click the button and find out, my good friend.
I just did.
Well, I'm waiting for you to click the button, Messy.
I'll click it again.
Messy, why isn't the button clicking, Messy?
Right. That's 2 clicks now.
It's okay. You can click it again, Messy.
I don't think that's a good idea, Scott.
Messy, why aren't you clicking the button? Rita, could you click the button for him?
I've clicked it twice.
Hey, my roll of 1d0 came up.
See? Rita, can you click the button for him? Or Josh
did.
broke it again.
Oh, yeah, it's broken.
I think Josh broke it again.
It's broken.
It's because you took away his mod.
It's actually stuck on the click. Like I clicked it and it's still like highlighted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see what happens if I roll Daddy's dice.
Roll 20 has had an update. That was really weird.
Yeah,
We
same
found
thing
out
here.
during our
Same thing with
stream
this one.
Wednesday.
Same thing with this one. I don't know what the previous totals were. So if I end it and restart it again, it'll I won't know how much will pop up. Messy /roll 1d4, and I don't remember how many were here, so I'm gonna try to look. Oh, you had 2 dice left in the pool as of last week.
Okay. What about this today?
Now you have
Right,
1
so
die
it's
left in the pool.
15 on the con save.
Okay.
I think the update broke the macros. So ultimately, what happened.
Again, always does. I bet if I just end the if I close the macros and reopen it, like if I delete it from the game and plug it in, the API it'll probably work. This is usually what you got to do is more or less restart it. I'll do that in a minute. So Messy, I just want to make sure I find out how many daddies I was supposed to have. So Messy, with your 15 Constitution save, you eventually kind of like hack it up and you get yourself to the point where your chest and throat hurts a little bit, but you're fine. You can breathe well enough. You guys again have this closed door before you. It's up to you if you want to investigate it or just open up and go in, or what do you want to do?
Sure, I'll investigate it. Does it look like it's gonna cause me to cough again?
Nope, and you're not. And you have your fire going again, so you're gonna be okay at this point. You can just roll your investigation normal.
Okay. Let's go.
Wow. Jesus. So you get over the door, and the door is absolutely on fire. There's no question about that one. Unlike the one I described to Rita beforehand, this one, absolutely
definitely
was
burned.
a fuel source. But
Yeah.
it must have just kind of burned itself out at one point, because whereas this door is weaker compared to the one that Rita was just investigating, it's still intact enough that it can stop a weakling like you from kicking it in. Not a bard that is doing a brilliant introduction to, but
Well, if it
weakling
was
like you.
unlocked, then yeah.
Yeah, if it was unlocked, of course, because that's a factor. Anyway, so you while you're investigating it, one of the things you do is your hands kind of brushing over the soot that's there, realizes that the soot in one area says it feels like almost like a impression in part of the door. And you think it's just maybe like damage to the door at first, until you notice there's like a bit of a pattern to the impression after like touching around multiple areas. So you kind of stop and you brush a little bit. You realize your fingers can like trace characters that are here. You take a moment and draw something from your pack, whatever it might be. I imagine it's a feather duster, because that makes sense for Elijah. He definitely dresses as a French maid from time to time.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
And you start dusting off the door. Do you speak Mull?
I didn't know that was a language when I made my character.
Rena, do you speak Mull?
No.
Neither does Aslan. Does anybody have the ability to cast a spell to speak Mull? Hey!
Oh.
The
There they are.
API kicked in.
Wow.
Wow. Mine didn't.
I'm getting my daddy's dice back. Thank you. Thank you, Red
Your
Daddies.
two worked. Rena's worked, but mine didn't work.
That's so weird.
And so, Rena, you
Oh, yeah, I have comprehend languages. Yes.
Yeah.
cool. You cast a spell, I imagine.
Yes.
Here's the big question: do you cast it as do you expend the spell slot to cast it, or do you stop and because I assume you had it memorized? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so do you cast as a spell, so it takes you 3
Oh
seconds?
my God,
or
it's
do
a
you
ritual?
Or do you spend 10 minutes and 3 seconds to cast it?
You could take the time.
I don't want to take the time. I'll do the three. I'll do the instant. I got
Okay.
tons of slots.
Okay, interesting. So you cast a spell, and
that interesting?
moments afterwards, you're able to look at the word, and it literally translates. It's kind of phonetically translates to the word that you understand to say, Slakono.
Great.
Rena's apparently eating the egg.
Don't eat my
Rena, no!
It's a salad.
Well, Rena, it seems our hunch was correct. Should I talk like an old man?
It's up to you.
Our hunch was correct.
I vote no.
This was a clone in place of
God.
worship, I assume.
Gray is sus. Vote him out.
Gandalf the Grey.
Okay, who told us?
You can't
this?
vote me out!
Forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
Chat saying it would be interesting to see Tyler's reaction. Like Tyler's
Oh,
had
yeah.
any facial expressions whatsoever this entire session.
I keep accidentally raging. Sorry.
There have been no facial expressions.
Did Aslan tell us that this could be linked to helping Ophios, or I thought this was gonna be just another
It's a good question.
temple
Aslan was here not specifically for Ophios, but to look with
To
the
find
temple
another
in details.
temple.
Yeah.
So, Aslan, this is definitely a Cyclonan temple. Something.
Laconin?
It's the Conan.
Slow Conan.
It's the Conan O'Brien. What were you looking for here? Anything in particular?
We were looking to see.
Specifically Aslan.
Oh, okay. You're asking him.
He says, I didn't expect to find details of my people here. Should we open the door?
No. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I can't open it though. I'm too weak.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think it was your weakness that's caused the issue last time.
You open it.
He gestures to Rita and says, I agree.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, we're looking at
We're both looking at him.
to open it.
So Conan O'Brien goes over and rolls his dexterity check.
Yeah. It's your turn, bud.
See? He's fine.
0 problems because he's not up. So,
I have a -1.
as I,
So +2, never mind.
yeah, you, sir, are able to watch him as he takes the knob and he turns it and pushes it open slowly. Try not to disrupt all the dust in the there's no dust on the inside.
Oh. Go on. Tell me what's in there.
He looks back at you and kind of like shakes his head and says, I thought this was your investigation.
It's your people.
Why are you here?
He will walk into the door and say, I don't need you making things a bit more sullied in here than they already are. And slowly starts shutting the door behind him.
No, I will run and stop the door.
Run, you're standing right there.
But yeah,
Playing
just
with you.
quickly.
Don't buy into it.
It was the angriest sip of a beverage I've ever seen. You're like,
Invisible.
monster gives you, ah!
I'll actually use my axe to put between the door and the wall, I guess. Like as he's going to close it to like stop the door from closing.
He's like, because he shut the door and then he looks down and sees the axe, looks up at you and says, you have a hard time trusting people, don't you?
Well, you said this was our investigation, so do you really think I'm gonna let you go in there alone?
In the background, Elijah's just nodding like, mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping you would head up your own investigation, but it seems like you want me to do the work. I don't mind going in and doing so. I just don't know what I can make of the details, and I didn't want anybody kicking up more dust in here.
I'm waiting out here.
There's no need to close the door.
He gestures to the, he leans out the doorway and gestures towards the smoke that's still inside the air, or the dust that's still billowing inside the air, and says, it's clean in here, relatively. Let's not have more dust settle on it. Come in as well if you'd like.
I'll follow him in,
Okay. Does Elijah go in?
but I won't put the axe away.
That's fine. He shuts the door behind you
no,
going
Elijah's-
in. He shuts the door behind you going in. When you're inside the room, Rita, roll me a perception with disadvantage. Cast Gust of Wind is totally going to work out in your favor. There's that Rena rolling a disadvantage roll.
I'm back, baby.
17 and a 20. Are you kidding?
Oh, man.
Feels good. What do I see?
So looking around the room, what you can actually see is there are a considerable number of, first of all, there's wall to wall is lined with built-in shelving, right? So the whole place down here is stone, with the exception of the shelves that are built into, or at least against the walls all around you. When I say shelving, I mean, Susie.
Apparently bookshelves because he's yawning or something. I don't know.
Imagine,
I used to read books before bed. That's why I put that together. Sorry.
imagine you're like a China hutch, right? Where there's like a doors down below, then there's like a shelf space, and then there's like a cabinet doors up above. Cabinet doors up above actually having like a glass face to them. That's what it's like down here. It's like wall to wall China hutch all along, with a whole bunch of different stuff all along them. On the actual shelves themselves, there's different pieces of equipment that you're not familiar with seeing. There's all sorts of like jars and flasks and what are they called? vials and whatnot all along there. In the center of the room, you see a couple of tables, and you can see the room kind of stretches a little bit out of your sight because there's dimmer light in here, but there's definitely some structures on the far side of the room as well, because the room is a bit longer. It's not as wide as it is long, or at least it appears that way because of the shelves built inwards make it seem more narrow, right? Do you go deeper into the room to go investigate further?
I'm gonna let him go first.
Well, I mean, he's not waiting for you or looking at you or anything. He doesn't give a shit about you. He just
No, I know.
He just shut the door, so he kind of walks in and goes, my, and starts walking in.
Okay, I'll let him go ahead then.
As you walk ahead, like several steps behind, but in with him as well, you see on the far side of the room, there's also large, strange-looking, almost like thin dome glass structures on the far side of the room. Inside those structures, it's kind of hard to see because this place, as much as it's cleaner than it is out there, there's dust everywhere. There's dust on the flasks that I mentioned, the vials that I mentioned, so on and so forth. But you can see large dome-like dome-like structures up ahead of you. You assume that they're glass because you can kind of see into them from over here, but not really, because again, it's dark. You have no light source aside from your dark vision, and they're covered in dust from the hundreds of years that they've sat here, right? So you can see that across the way. And again, walking even over towards them, if you make your way all the way across, there are the tables and whatnot that sit inside the room with bits of equipment about and whatnot. Everything kept in a nice orderly manner. He stops halfway across the room and just pulls up next to one of the cupboards that are there, one of the china hutches or whatever that are there, and immediately starts opening up one of the touching some of the tools or whatever that are on the counter, and then actually opening up one of the glass cupboards and reaching inside and grabbing a jar that's in there that has some stuff kind of maybe floating around in it. Honestly, it looks more like a jelly than anything else. It says, interesting. And sloshes it around a little bit and puts it back in.
As she's looking around and watches him do that, she'll ask, what is this room for?
You and I are walking the same path, seeing the same things, with the same understanding. I don't know.
She'll walk towards those domes, I guess you were talking about, or the glass domes.
Mm-hmm.
Just see if I can see what's inside them.
Sure. So you walk all the way to the far end of the room that's over there. He, again, kind of like looks over as he sees you walk past him, but doesn't really do anything other than take note of it, and then continues reaching over and grabbing like one of the drawers that are just underneath the actual shelf, shelf area of the china cabinet, and pulls open a drawer and starts fiddling with some of the equipment here. Looking it over, it's pretty quiet. You just hear clattering of bits of metal and so on and so forth as he's doing this. You make your way all the way over to the big glass thing, and again, you're not very surprised when you place your hand on it and it's cold to the touch. It feels like dirty glass. If you've ever gone to like a friend, parents, or even your own house and found like somebody that likes to use wine bottles as decoration but clearly hasn't wiped them off in a decade, it looks like one of those situations. Like you put your hand on it and they're already filthy from all the soot. Put your hand on it and streak downwards, applying soot but removing a considerable amount of dust from the glass. In just like wiping one big hand streak from it, you can see that there's a hand streak on it, but you can't quite see what's inside yet.
How many of them are in here?
So because of how wide the room is and the size of the glass things, they probably could have been a bit more efficient with their space and made more, but 5 of them stretch from one side to the other.
Which one am I looking at? I imagine it's one of the middle ones.
Yeah, I'd say like middle left.
Okay, so like the second one then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to wipe it off more and kind of do one of like those numbers. You know what I mean?
Sure. So you just kind of like wipe it clean a little bit more and maybe even grab up your cloak and wipe it a bit. So kind of like if you're getting out of the shower and you really need to check if you got that pimple or not while the mirror's all fogged up. You know what I'm talking about. For me, it's making sure I shaved correctly because I do most of this in the shower where I can't see. And I got to get the rest of it in the mirror. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know, Messi. You grow it. You grow that beard strong. Yeah, that looks so accurate. Moving on. So you go over there and you kind of like wipe the thing off and you could try to lean into it, and you lean in and you're absolutely jump back, startled, like almost like a jump scare, as you see a face lean forward and look
Oh
back at
God! Oh my God! I had a feeling this was gonna be the
A
case.
face of what?
Yeah. What is it? What?
you. At first, you just immediately.
I just
"Gah!"
saw like eyes or something.
Yeah, like eyes and a face coming, like almost pressed up against the glass.
Ugh. So I'm gonna imagine she'd react somehow, and he would hear that.
Yeah, you would even hear something from way out in the hallway with your observant feet. There, sir. You would hear it like like
Oh,
from
I'm not in
deep
the
inside the
hallway.
room. You are in the hallway. You haven't said
Nope.
otherwise.
I was waiting.
Uh-huh.
Wait, my turn.
And so you hear or maybe if you're far enough away, then you don't hear Anyways, and so you
One of the two.
Yep, okay. And so Rita, you he looks over and he says, "Are you okay?"
There's something in there.
Curious. He puts down whatever tool he's holding and starts walking over to look with you. It's hard to see. Do you have a light source?
I mean, a torch, but Elijah would be more useful. She would probably shout back for Elijah.
Well, you say I have a torch, but and as you like look back, he says, no, a torch would suffice. Let's light it up.
Light it up.
Okay.
Up, light it up. Up.
She'd take that out of the bag of holding then,
Oh, it's
or her backpack, wherever it is. Probably her backpack.
Okay, so you take that out and kind of like takes the torch and says, he'll say, "I suppose you should look first." And he grabs the torch and goes around to the back side of it and cleans off a spot and like holds the torch from the back side so you can get kind of a silhouette to look on the inside. You see that the shape on the inside is.
Your mic got weird.
I didn't mind it.
There
Now
it
it's
is.
fixed. Yeah.
That was weird. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so you see
He goes around the
as you go around the backside, you see a bit of a silhouette of a look from the back as it's lighting up from the backside. It's a at first it's
light it up from the backside.
at first it's at first it looks like it's humanoid, or is it? Perception check, Rena. Again, this is it's normal. My apologies. Normal.
Okay.
It's humanoids.
Is it in like? Can I tell what like a liquid or something?
Oh yeah,
What color?
absolutely
What color?
suspended in liquid.
Like blue,
Roll
green.
perception.
Okay.
Now you have 2 rolls.
So with that perception check, you can see that the liquid, whatever it was original, you have no idea, but it's definitely this like off greenish, yellowish kind of color that's sitting inside there. The liquid, just based off of how the thing is kind of moving around in there, it looks like maybe there's a current or something moving, because the thing doesn't look like it's moving around of its own volition. It looks like almost like it's like sloshing around a little bit, whatever it is. You
Being
definitely
moved,
see that there's a humanoid body shape with arms and hands coming off the arms, and you also see that the waist down is not humanoid at all. It's long snake-like tail that goes down and wraps around and kind of up and around and over the whole thing, and the head to this thing is also like a snake. So you see like a snake head like Ophios is, and the snake waist down, but human body and human arms, unlike anything you've seen before, but similar to things that you have seen before.
Are they scaled like they're like human form, but still scaled like a snake?
No. It's flesh. Absolutely flesh. But the flesh itself, is thinking about it, it's been sitting inside liquid for who knows how long. It's bloated and weird looking and nasty. The snake's eyeballs itself are kind of like bulging out of its face. Its tongue is like sticking out of the side of its mouth and is also kind of bulging.
So it definitely doesn't look alive.
It does not look alive, as far as you can tell. It does not look alive, and the thing is again kind of like moving around a little bit. It's one of the reasons why it frightens you, is because this thing looked freaky as it like came up to the glass before.
I mean, she'll look, but she won't really have much to say because she doesn't know what to say. Other than, not 100% sure what I'm looking at here. Want to switch?
He says, perhaps we should make our lives easier and just clean the whole glass. And he'll hand you the torch and say, "Could you hold this?"
She'll take it.
He removes his own cloak and then uses that like
He's
to
naked?
just start wiping off all of the glass for the entire thing, just wiping the whole thing down, and looks the thing over and so you guys can actually see the torch from, and it's as I described beforehand. The coloration of it's kind of faded after countless years of sitting inside this glass. It's looks bloated and very, very dead. He says, "That's strange. I've never seen an iteration of our kin formed quite like that before. I don't believe that they exist. How long has this been here? Why is this here? Who's doing experiments in our kind?"
So, this is created in this thing? She gestures to the domes.
Created? I don't believe so. It would certainly have been placed in here. Certainly there must be a way to get it in and out, he says, and starts looking around for a way to get things in and out. And
Can I look towards the bottom of the dome?
Yep. And you
It's
do
like a
look
ship in a bottle.
looking towards the bottom of the dome. You see there's no way to get anything in or out aside from one looking like hose or like tube that attaches to the bottom of the thing, and one hose or tube that attaches to the top of the thing. Both of those feed into the wall behind it. Nothing that looks like it'd be large enough to put a person in or take a person out.
What is over behind the domes?
A wall.
Just a wall?
Mm-hmm.
Where all the tubes go through?
Mm-hmm. Stone wall looking about. All 5 of them, so all 10 tubes.
That there's no other doors or anything in here?
No, aside from all the millions of doors in the cabinets. Not millions, but dozens.
Sorry, the cabinet.
Yeah,
doors.
dozens.
Yeah,
Of cabinets,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
It's actually the Indian in the cupboard.
They all live in there.
They renamed it to the indigenous in the hutch. No.
She'll say, perhaps there's another room.
There are
On the
3 other
opposite side?
rooms.
No, on the opposite side.
Maybe one of those other rooms lead into it. If somebody hadn't kicked up enough dust, we could have investigated further. Fortunately, work with what we have for now. They're experimenting on my kind. Let's check out the others.
The domes he's talking about?
Yeah.
Or is he talking about the rooms? Oh, okay.
Okay. Before you go check out those domes, let's go to Messy. Messy,
Yeah.
where did
All
your
right.
character go?
As soon as they walk in the room and close the door, he's like, And he sort of casually looks around, and he just walks up to another door and opens it.
Okay. So you walk over to another door and you open the thing up, and when you open up the door, which one? There's the first one which you already fuck everything up. There's a second one which also has a bunch of dust plumed out of it. There's the third one which they're in, and there's the fourth one which she already went in and left the door open to.
So the second room has dust plumed in front of it, so I can't get to it safely.
not a crazy amount, but there is definitely dust there.
All right, I'll go into the. Is there another room in the fourth room? If I go peek in there, is there another room in there I can go look in?
You can go give it a try.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go in the fourth room and see if there's see what's in there. I mean, it's already been described, but I'll see if there's another room.
You walk in,
connected to it.
and it's as I described beforehand, that like omni theater kind of, not omni theater, like what I'm talking about. Whereas the semicircle dome like shape with abusive snog. Sorry, snoggily abusive. In the center back area.
Abusive.
Sorry.
Is there another area that maybe you can't see from the front, like a walled off area that could have something in it, or
So you
maybe
want to
another
like
room
walk around and
attached?
start like investigating?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're rolling me an investigation check. Wow, you got really young for a moment there. You should,
I don't know.
you should
That
scratch your
keeps
nose more
happening.
often.
Yeah. 18.
Okay. You search around there for a considerable amount of time, and you do not find any secrets, doors, or any secrets, anything that happens to be there.
I wouldn't spend that long on it. I would just look and see if there's any immediate attached rooms or any like back areas that are obvious, I guess.
Yep. Again, you don't find anything to it.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
then I guess I'd go back and I would I guess I tried to venture into that second room back in the dust plume.
Sure. So you go walking back into the dust plume, probably getting a little bit smarter this time and covering your mouth as you go.
Hold my breath.
And as you do so, you go walking into the dust room, excuse me. The dust cloud, and you open up the second door. Second door, roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. Yeah.
You, learning from your mistakes last time, slowly open up the door. Now, inside here is absolutely, completely charred. It's hard to see around, so you have to spend a considerable amount of time walking around to even start taking in sights. Rena,
Sure.
back to you for a moment. Rena, you, he says, after you guys finish cleaning off all of those globes and whatnot that are there, you notice that all of the globes have a different version of similar to what you're seeing right now. The first one actually has a version like you've seen before. You actually see the snake torso, below the torso, the human, below the waist is all snake. Then you see the human torso, human arms, human head. Then you saw, like I said, the second one was as I had described. You saw the third one, which is the one that's the most confusing. So the third one is more or less the same thing as the second one. My apologies. You see the fourth one, which is the most confusing. It looks like snake from the waist down, snake above the shoulders, snake from the shoulders to the hands. The hands themselves are snakes, and even the body itself looks like it's scaled to a degree, not completely, but pretty darn close to it. It's a strange looking thing you see there. So it has the three heads, and so it's like all the heads bloated, all tongues and eyes and whatnot bloated and looking strange, so on and so forth. That's the fourth iteration that you see. The fifth iteration that you see, what you happen to find inside there is empty.
Oh God.
It's crawling around.
Oh.
It's in the vents.
Okay, what
It also
what
has no liquid inside of it. It's just empty.
are there any cracks or anything on the glass? I want to kind of investigate it a little bit. Should I roll for that or no?
I'm sorry, ask that one more time.
I want to investigate the empty one.
Sure, absolutely. Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh, almost a one.
My apologies. Yeah, because you didn't ask Aslan to help you or anything like that, so you just get the 7. So I'm going to give you a result. It's just going to take you longer to do. So back to Messy. Messy, you went into that room and started looking around the room and trying to find out some details. From here, with your basic investigation, what's your passive investigation?
My passive investigation, I'll just put this because I have it written there.
Cool.
24.
24. Wow. So you go walking around the room. You understand that you have limited sight that's there. So you're like, and you have 2 flames that you can kind of like see outwards with for a bit until you realize it's probably not a good idea. And you can, use the one to see more what's in front of you, so on and so forth, thinking to yourself, I really wish I just had a torch, or perhaps if I had the light spell, that could be helpful here. But unfortunately, I didn't learn that magic. Anyways, you do start walking around the room. The entire place in here, unfortunately, is charred, and charred badly, like really badly, to the point where all of the cabinets that were designed inside here, like I keep saying, like China hutches that were designed inside here, are completely charred through. Their integrity is about as good, like the better ones are about as good as the third door you came across, where they're like burnt through, compromised integrity, so on and so forth, but like still technically in their original shape of sorts. And the worst ones are either piles of ash or like the first door you came across, right? The various glass that would have been in those top hutch doors has been shattered from the amount of heat that was inside this room before. And the various bits of equipment that were inside here has all shattered or broken or whatever the case may be. A couple of flasks and vials and whatnot maybe sitting on the floor by where a hutch broke and collapsed or whatever. But, it's one of those things where you're just kind of walking on, crunching on broken glass or stepping on a vial that you didn't realize there as it bursts under your foot. Either way, making your way through the room. You're trying to find through the wreckage if there's anything of significance or value that might be here. But you really can't. You can't decide anything that might be of Well, walking deep into the room, to the far side of it, where the heat would have been great, but maybe didn't break everything, you find that there's a whole bunch of glass that you're walking on, crunching and crunching more and more. And so you finally get to the very far end, and where the glass seems to have come from is the back wall. There were 4 areas where some structures were there before, certainly having huge shards of glass reaching up from the ground. 4 of these circular structures that were here are completely shattered, but the 5th one remains completely covered in soot and whatnot. Once again, it's a big dome-like top that you happen to see there. You can't see into it or whatnot because it's completely covered. I imagine you would start cleaning that off and try to look in the inside.
Let's take a look at the snow globe.
So you start cleaning that off to look inside and see what you see inside there. And what you find inside there, and I do apologize if this is upsetting to some people that are viewing, is a similar scenario to how it was that you had viewed what was there before, but a fetus inside of it. A fetus that has a tube, like an umbilical cord, like you would imagine exists on a human child if it were inside of its mother's womb, but instead of attaching to the inside of a mother, the tube that's feeding into this dome that you see here, up to the top of it, it actually connects up to that.
Where does that go?
Up to the top and bends back into the wall behind.
The wall from the first room that was...
No, like what Rena had described to her. So the wall behind it, which is somewhere into the wall, like deep into the keep that you have not seen. Because you came down, so literally you came down, you walked down a hallway, and so doors off of it, and the tubes that are going into like who knows where.
Okay.
So you see that, and roll me an intelligence check, sir.
Okay. 1 second. Okay.
I never played Death Stranding or watched it if it's a show. I know it was talked about recently. It's a game. I never played it. I should probably look it up though because it sounds cool. So anyways, the intelligence check, looking it over, you can't tell if it's human or if it's Perrin or whatnot, but you can definitely tell that there is something that's in here that was growing.
And it's definitely dead now because the place like burst into flame. Cool.
It looks like it would be.
Cool.
Because again, it's that somewhat bloated look and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So which direction do these pipes go? Because I know they go into the wall, but
just
like
into the wall. I mean, you can't say which direction. So let's say if you came down the tunnel and
just
to give you something here, when you came down the actual hatch, the tunnel, like the ladder down into this area, if you were looking down the hallway, that was north. You saw one door to the east, one door to the west, one door to the east, and one door to the north. You never really went into the first east door. You just went into the west door. At the western end of the west door, there's a pipe coming out and going west. So
cool.
Where it goes into, you have no idea, at least not as of yet.
Cool. Okay. Then I guess I'll go back to the hall and wait for Rena and the Narnia
So
lion.
Rena, back to what you guys are doing. So again, you got a result. It just took you a while to figure it out. Messy, you noticed the same. Messy, you were distracted. You probably wouldn't have noticed this, even with your 24, because you were looking at other details. Because you actually were asking a lot of questions about these pipes, so you would notice the same detail. Rena, it didn't stand out to you beforehand because you were what's the word I'm looking for? You were what's the word I'm looking for?
Distracted?
You just didn't seem to notice it because the angling or whatever of them. But now that you see this one where there's nothing, no liquids or anything like that inside of it, you actually see that the bottom one, the bottom pipe actually has like a lever. I don't know if you've ever been into your basement and looked at like your actual water pipes, not the ones that turn like circular ones, but like actual levers that are the shutoff valves. And so you actually see it's turned 90 degrees. So it looks like it maybe would stop the flow. Your character has no basic concept of plumbing at all
But
whatsoever.
if she saw
But you
that
do see a
compared
lever
to like
turns,
the other ones.
then you were kind of like noticing it and like maybe touching it, not turning it, but maybe touching it and whatnot. You'd notice that it was strange. Getting up and going and looking at the other ones, you would see that those other ones are not turned to the 90 degrees. They're turned parallel to the actual pipes that are there. Messy, you would notice that all 5 of those would have had their pipes turned parallel. It's a little gnat inside here. Go ahead. Rena.
Sorry, I was distracted thinking about it.
And Messy, do you go
And
join
that's
them?
all. That's all I notice.
No, I'll just wait for them in the hall for them to leave the room.
Weirdo. That's
just
what you would
waiting,
notice with
okay.
that 7 investigation, checking out that area, yes.
She'd say to Aslan, I suppose these levers control this liquid in the domes?
He looks over. Huh? Oh, perhaps they did, he says, calling from across the room. But more impressive than that, I found these. And he pulls out from inside the cupboard, almost like almost like a binder, you know, where there's a bunch of papers that have been put inside of it, something to like hold notes or whatnot, but a lot of loose leaf kind of papers inside there as opposed to like a big tome. And pulls the thing out and rests it on top of one of the tables that are inside the room, opening it up and starting to look it over. Oh, well, this is interesting indeed. Rena, come have a look at this.
I'll walk over, still holding the torch, I suppose, over the book he's laid out.
He like puts his hand on your wrist and like leans it outwards.
Pushes it back, yeah. Sorry. And she'll like lean in to look.
Do you see
What do I see?
Do you see what this says here? I suppose a more important question. It's not what it says, but it's how it's written. This is written in Loper.
Well, can you read it?
It's an IKEA manual.
It's
just a bunch of chairs and like
Oh shit,
couches
that's all
and
right.
stuff.
Person of
he says it's written in Loper, and can I read it? Yes and no. I can understand a good amount of their language, but not entirely. Some things I'd have to use context clues to understand. Actually, the ones that were better taught how to understand Loper language were, funny enough, the clutches that Ophios was born into. They would be able to understand it better. Perhaps Elijah would be able to figure it out, since he cast a spell earlier and was able to read the door.
I can go get him. And she'll go to find him.
He quickly pockets a couple things while she's not looking.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
It's not Yondas.
Do I notice?
I'm there now.
You weren't looking.
Wasn't looking,
I didn't
but could I
pocket
hear it?
anything. I didn't pocket anything. I'm just standing in the hallway.
Oh, not you. I thought he was talking about Aslan.
No.
I'm being pinged. Why am I being pinged? No, not exactly. Not exactly there, to answer your question. Tyler.
Tyler.
Not
That was
exactly.
a long.
Oh, did you add him on
Yeah.
Discord?
My phone
A long
just
time
vibrated
ago.
from it. It literally just vibrated. Because it knows I'm on my computer, so it's not going to hit me with all push notifications right away.
Gotcha.
So anyways, you go and you open the door for
Yes.
him.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's standing right there.
Find
we
anything
need your help.
interesting? Oh, sure. Okay.
You go walking in.
Yeah,
Shut the door.
I do.
Okay. You shut the door and you make your way over and says, Elijah, there's no way that you can produce light for us without having fire.
I don't know why everyone keeps asking me this. There's literally no way for me to produce light without a fire.
We mainly just need your help deciphering this tome. It says it's written in Loper.
Give it to me.
You don't need to hand it to him. You can come stand next to him at the table. He gestures to the book on the table and says, here's the first one. There are others underneath. I'm going to grab the others and see what we can discover.
Okay. Without casting a spell, is there a way that I can decipher the gist of what the text is about?
Yeah, so
Maybe with pictures or something. That'd be cool.
Your spell that you cast, which lasts for 1 hour, is already about half over. So with
Okay. So I
with
still
the
have
remaining
it.
hour,
Okay, cool.
yeah, you can roll me an intelligence check to try to decipher what this is basically about.
I didn't know I still had it. I would have just read it.
Well, you are reading it. You're skimming.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So leafing through the notes and everything that are there, trying to understand it. Honestly, you're not a master of Loper knowledge. This is Ophios' speciality, but you know who is a very understanding is Aslan. So as you're reading through it quickly, and Aslan grabbed up a couple of other books and even asks Rena, could you settle the torch down somewhere and grab these for us as well, please? And so she can kind of like help out by pulling them out from the cupboards and bringing it over. Chat is suggesting for you to luck it. They want you to hit that 25 tier.
But he already told me the result.
I haven't given you the result.
Oh, I thought you were about to give me a small success.
It's
okay.
lore related.
Yeah, go
That's
ahead.
why they want it. So go ahead.
Okay.
and do
Hey,
it.
chat. I expect you to pay me back for this. Okay, I'm gonna roll luck. And it's gone. Didn't work.
Rena, could you roll luck for him? Because it seems like he's the broken one.
I can rejoin.
Nope. Okay, it's just dragon ass. Awesome. Can somebody just roll me a d4?
Did the same thing.
I have it in here. Oh, come on. This. You're welcome, chat.
So, anyways,
That was for you.
to be fair, the thing's freaking broken again. It's just roll 20. Servers can't handle everything. Moving on. So you're looking over with him with a half hour or so that you have his understanding of the language beyond that, and conversing a bit back
I'd
and
probably
forth.
just be like reading out key sentences that I find aloud and seeing if he could like put together something with it. So I'm just like, it says here that you do this, and then this is supposed to happen, and just kind of like going through, like skipping pages as he goes. There's a quick skim.
So you, what you're able to decipher in this next half hour's time that you're doing this, and the torch is starting to burn low at this point, but the next half hour's time that you're doing this, you're actually able to decipher that the book itself is, my brain's not working. The book itself is actually giving you a bit of information specifically about the work to create another species, the work to create another kind of people, the work to create another one of their enemies. What they do is they consistently refer to them as... That's
two
all right.
threes.
Yeah, it was weird. I have to add one back in there, I think, there, because I rolled 2. So I have to add
add one back.
2 in.
2 in? No, 1 in.
Hold on, I have to scroll up because the thing's fucking broken. So there's 2 dice in there, and there's supposed to be 2 in there. There's currently 1 in the pool, so now it's 2. We're good. All right, so another one of their enemies. It looks like what they're trying to do is they're trying to use whatever sciences exists down here and mutate those that they combat.
Gotcha. Okay.
What, to fight?
Doesn't seem
for them?
successful so smart.
It's
So smart.
A quick reading of it is able to discern that this is some pretty heavy stuff. It's not like it's one of those, like I could go into 7 parts of this and 2 parts of skip. You know what I mean? Like it's, but one of the things that your major things they're able to discern with this is that to check their experiments, to make sure that their experiments are successful without having to wait for years and years to get the result. Because even though, if this is actually Lopers that did this, even though they live for long periods of time, they like to expedite their results. Expediting them makes the results a little bit more volatile, but it does make them, you know, see the way that the results will play out a lot quicker. You can sometimes have expedite results that come out perfectly, but you have to be very careful with the concoction that you put together to more or less bathe the young in to cause it to mutate correctly. But with the right concoction, you can actually expedite the aging process.
Is there a way to reverse the aging process?
No.
Okay, cool.
Expedite the aging
Yeah,
process.
I'm just making sure there's not like oh, by the way, if you do it backwards, you can lose 14 years. Oh, awesome. Okay. Plus
If you do it
probably
backwards,
wouldn't
you
work on
die.
me. Yeah, cool. All right, so I guess when I hit that part, I will translate it and write it into one of my books, because I got a couple.
Unfortunately, it gets a little bit difficult for you to read what it is it's saying there. The letters are starting to scramble for you, but the spell's not quite over yet. It's just you need a little bit more light to be able to see it. So
I
obviously,
don't have dyslexia in this universe, only in real life. Don't do this to me.
no, you're fine. So obviously, to increase your light source, you probably use summon your flame bolt to keep it safe, right?
Why do you want me to light the book on fire?
I'm not asking you to light the book on fire at all. I'm genuinely not.
Could just ask me to hold the torch for him.
You can do that too, Rena.
Do you have another torch?
Probably. I don't think I've ever used these.
I don't know how I don't have a torch. It's wild. If you have another torch, I'll light a second torch.
Let me see. Where is it? Oh yeah, I got another torch. I got plenty.
Cool.
10 of them.
So we'll light another torch.
Yeah, you light another torch. Do you do it like try to be safe with it? Like use the first torch to light the second one? Just like
Sure.
touch it to it.
Oh yeah, I can
No,
do
throw a
that.
fireball at it. Yeah.
I'll light it for him. I'll just, if you ask me for another torch, I'll just make another one.
Yeah, but so you light up the other torch. You haven't used these torches in how long? And you've had them
Oh
for how
my
long?
god! It's
Oh,
So-
don't you do that.
It's
No.
a curse!
It takes a couple seconds for that torch to actively like light up. You're like trying to get it inside there, and when it finally does light, it's like, whoa, jeez, and you jump backwards. Not a big deal. The torch is lit. Nothing bad happens, except a couple embers from it bounce down onto the research papers that you have before you, and these papers are so old and dry and paper that immediately they start to light up. What do you guys
Elijah,
do?
give us some ice.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I didn't scroll. I
You
clicked
do
on
necrotic
accident.
damage to the book.
Yeah.
It gets older and drier and lights up even more.
Who did this?
Not me. You.
Not
Was
me.
it me? This is a curse. I know this one.
See, the problem is I have fog breath, but if I do that, frost breath. But if I do that, there's a chance I'm gonna end up blowing shit all over the place. And I don't think this is a good place to do that in.
Chat is yelling at somebody else in chat.
And I don't have water skin, so
Well, Aslan does.
yeah, he's a little
Oh, ha.
far away. What happened? Why are you laughing?
I'm
He's
just
setting
dumb.
me on fire.
Oh, you put the
Put it the
out
wrong
of
one.
order.
There you go.
Okay, so while I think of something to do, I don't want to waste time and be like, "Oh, I had like a whole hour to think about this."
You
and the
have
5
been
seconds
wasting
later.
time for a while, so you know it's
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm just gonna kind of try to pat it out with my hand that has soot on it, and put my dirty handprints all over the
And?
fire.
So I'm sorry. How are you trying to make this work?
I'm just gonna hit it with my dirty hands.
Just trying to pat
Oh,
it
you're
out.
trying to pat out the fire, and
Yeah.
you
My
do the best you
ashy
can try to pat
hands.
out the fire, and so does an Aslan try to pat out the fire as well. And I imagine Rena starts patting it with a torch now. And you guys, I imagine you
God.
guys do everything you can to try to stop it. Unfortunately, you are not very
Yeah. Oh, gee. Seems
Uh,
like we're cursed.
Why don't you have that spell to be able to make rain fall anymore, Elijah?
So,
I can't do it
anyways,
underground.
yeah, I think he needs open sky or whatever for it. I think it's literally one of the few limitations of it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, anyways, you start trying
Let's
to pat
make
the
it the
things
book
down.
wet.
You guys do eventually get the books to stop like burning, but not before one of the books, one of the ones that Aslan was looking at, is very, very heavily charred and damaged. I mean, to the point where it's like he literally at one point in time, after you guys finally get the fire to calm down, he picks up the binding of all the notes, the leaflet notes that are there, and holds it up and just tilts it sideways, and you just see a whole bunch of ash and burnt paper and everything fall off of it and just burn down. And he goes, "Well, I hope there was nothing interesting in there."
Probably not. I wouldn't worry about it.
Perhaps we should invest into some form of lights that doesn't require fire.
You have any
No.
ideas?
Yeah, I was gonna say at least I brought an option.
He just shakes his head and says, "Hi, not as of right now." And says, "Can you at least still see their proportions? What's needed for the escalated aging? That's extremely interesting."
I don't have mending Viking. Can I? That's a good question. But it's not. That wasn't the book that burned, right? It was a different book.
Yeah, correct. One of the ones Aslan was looking at.
Okay, so how badly burnt is my book? Let's take a look.
The pages that were immediately on top are pretty burned because that's how fire works. It's superficial working its way down. But honestly, if you have the spell mending, because those particular pages are in good enough shape, you'd probably be able to recreate the proportions well enough. Why don't you roll an intelligence and see if you can piece it back together with your memory and what you can read?
Okay. I rolled luck, but it didn't show. Let's go.
Well, hey, let's just take the 3. No, I'm just kidding. D4, Elijah Pearson.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
You roll all the best luck. You have the best luck that's out there.
Hey,
It's the best
hey,
luck.
Scott, what's this called? Oh,
Hey, it showed up.
Hey!
It did.
Yeah.
Show up. It just took time. Can we take the 4 instead of the 1?
I feel like that one showed up faster.
Chat, can you take the 4 or the 1? What do you think, chat?
I think chat should just let me re-roll because that seems fair.
Oh, you okay? Re-roll the 19.
Oh no.
No, the 1. Re-roll the 1. The 1d4.
That is saying the 4. So far, I
saying
see
4.
Yeah, but who
4.
listens to chat?
1-1.
Yeah,
Cryptic, get out of here.
Cryptic spoken.
What?
Cryptic hath
Are you
spoken.
kidding
Cryptic,
me?
no.
Cryptic
Ban
and
him.
Rosin have
Ban him.
spoken.
Get in trouble.
Yeah, that's it. Cryptic. Cryptic, I got you a back, Cryptic. After that weird incident that happened the other day when I answered the phone, I feel like I
That
owe
was
it
so
to you.
funny.
Guys,
I
this
feel
is
like I
important
owe it to
for
you.
me. They're gonna know more about me and my race.
No, listen. I would have done the 4 because people were asking for it, but for Cryptic, because I owe it to you, Cryptic.
How about we split
Well,
the
so
difference?
changed
one?
it.
You owe
Roll my
anything to
1d4.
Cryptic. He didn't dance for you.
Cryptic, after you cast a ballot at the for the election, you can't go back and change your vote, okay? Because you don't like the results. That's not how it works. I
My
got your
original
back,
ballot
buddy.
didn't cast.
I got.
so I
I'll
had to
make
go
a
you
recast.
already-
man of you.
You already made
Technically,
your
the
stance
luck
clear,
came
sir.
first. It just didn't show up.
Yeah, I
first.
think Cryptic just put himself in the doghouse tonight.
You know what? I'm a fair and generous DM. I am willing to make it be the 4, on one condition alone.
How about I just re-roll? We call
Cryptic,
it
will you dance on camera?
I'm not gonna do it.
He's gonna be like, nope, we're gonna have to take the 1. Let's call
Not
it here,
gonna do it.
boys.
Cryptic, will you dance on camera?
Just
He's
let me
gonna say
re-roll,
no.
please.
Yeah,
I told you.
I knew he was gonna
I
do
told
that.
you.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Told you.
I was looking for some good old fashioned chicken dance or something. You know what I'm saying? Ochlo's trying to
Does the
bribe me.
renegade.
Oh, fine. I take bribes. I am a shady politician.
Okay, you say so. Scott the op.
You looking it over, you can actually see that there is there's enough detail there. You're pretty sure I'm being bribed for more. So you can actually see that there's enough detail there with what you know, what you remember being. You probably should write this down so you don't forget it on fresh paper, so that you don't forget it. You think you remember what the proportions are. You're pretty solidly convinced you remember what it says that you need for ingredients. The big issue is how to do the instructions. Luckily, that's on the next page. Roll me an intelligence check because this one's less burned, but still burned.
All right, while I do that, I just want to say this is Jump for Joy's first stream, and he rolled for hot and rolled the minimum. So
They,
Oh, really? Where?
that would be a they.
that was a
don't
while
misgender
ago. Oh, my bad, my bad,
their,
my bad.
messing gosh.
10:35.
Because you just offended Jump for Joy, you now must jump for joy as recompense. Please proceed.
Jump higher than you.
Please proceed.
There you go.
Hopster didn't happen.
And Joy is
Oh,
even
hype
one
train.
of my mods for my channel. How could you?
Hype train. There you go. Hopster didn't happen. Messi, are you ready? Are you gonna jump for joy?
No, because I got an emote, and I don't like it.
You don't like the emote? Well, that's not nice.
Yeah, I don't like the emote I got.
That's really not nice.
Well, hype train is apparently out of the station. Whoop whoop. But get back to what's going on here. You rolled an intelligence check of a 16. Did you want to modify that? You have a
K-pop
chance of that
merch.
being a 20. Roll, Messi. Roll luck. You can have it, Messi. Oh, actually, you were given a Whitford's wisdom, just so you know for your next roll.
Oh, cool.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
roll you
I'll roll luck.
decide.
Let's see when it shows up.
All right, I'm gonna count to 10. If not, you're rolling me a d4. Ready? 1, 2,
We could just
3,
podcast.
4.
for a
Start
bit.
writing. 5,
Relax.
6. Just roll /RD4. 7, 8, 9, 10, and enter.
A twee.
Okay, so you got a 19 total. And with your 19 total, you're actually able to see the ingredients as well of what it is, how this it is that this. A 20 total. How it is that that's the bribe from Joy. I'm taking as well.
Thank you, Joy.
So how it is that you're able to make this happen. So first and foremost, you need to put inside there all the ingredients that need to be put into the place, as well as the thing that's going to have its speed expedited. The problem is, it doesn't say exactly how to get it inside there. It just says to put the ingredients inside of it, and then to start mixing in the whatever this liquid is that comes from behind. It just says the serum is what it calls it. Woohoo! Level 1 completed to mixing in the serum. That's what happens. It doesn't tell you how to get it inside there, though.
With this hype train?
Maybe.
Well, we know that the globes have like a hole on them, right? That this liquid has to pass through.
Yeah, if you could maybe detach the thing that's to it. But
Yeah.
honestly, Messy, your character's smart enough and has enough experience enough to know that
Of course.
if Lopers were the ones that were doing this, they don't exactly have to worry about doors, do they?
Nope.
But why does all their shit have doors in it?
I meant for the sake of this, not for the sake of regular everyday walking. That would be ridiculous.
That's gonna be a pain.
Waiting. I mean, I
Why don't
know,
they have a
I know a way
solution
to
to
get
that?
something inside there.
Rena's cape.
Can like we lift
that
the
work?
glass off?
That's a really good question. There's a way that you can try to figure that out, but it wouldn't be with the fully formed glasses. You'd have to go into a room that has something where you can investigate maybe more from the inside.
What?
What?
I did not.
I'm not going to
catch
help you
it.
any more than that.
I didn't catch it.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
a big
That
help.
was straight on.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I
like
know
I
exactly what
gave
he's
you the
talking about.
answer.
And
What
I've
do you
been
mean
half
from
paying
the
attention.
inside? What are you talking about?
I don't understand.
I'm confused.
You
I'm
know, I
lost.
agree, Rosin. Why don't we take a break at this point?
Yes.
Because apparently they'd have no synapses firing. So we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be right
Oh,
back.
sweet.
And hopefully they've
Break time.
discovered the answer.
No
Break
time's
thoughts,
my favorite
head
part.
empty.
I'm going to go get some cake.
I'm gonna get some
I'm
alcohol.
so angry. Oh,
Scott, you already got cake. Come on.